Adam Jacoby, Hawkeye Beacon. You've said, not only throughout the season but throughout your career that practice determines playing time and how you evaluate these guys. What have you been seeing from Cade McNamara in practice that maybe you aren't seeing from Brendan Sullivan yet? Where is the opportunity for growth for Sullivan as you evaluate that position week to week?
Yeah, I think they're both doing a good job in practice, and game competition factors in there really less severely. The guys that are playing, obviously, you have concrete examples, and then guys that are not there, you're projecting a little bit, and it's part of the deal. So there's never a 100% answer, typically at least, but I think they're both doing a good job, and Cade has to play better. Certainly the first half, in particular, really nothing on offense was good enough for us to be. We dug a hole that was too deep, quite frankly, and everybody had a hand in it, but offense certainly has responsibility. Cade's going to have to throw the ball a little bit more accurately. And I mentioned about the makeables, whether it's him or anybody else, if he's got a chance to give us better production, that's what we need. So, we'll just keep pushing forward here and see what happens.
Hey, Kirk Ferentz, Hawkeye Beacon. I know you mentioned the message to the team being move on. I guess with lofty goals going into the season, right? College football playoff, Big Ten championship. Is that difficult to keep the team moving forward? And I guess how do you keep it from going, sideways and maybe losing a few games as the season continues?
Yeah, it depends on the team, and every week's a new game. The college playoffs, I know those changed this year, and that opened up a new opportunity beyond what we've had in the past, certainly. But, college football really hasn't changed. I think, I would imagine every team goes in the same way, hoping to win every game. Indiana, I'm guessing, had that goal, and so far they're doing really well with it. So those are the things you find out during the course of the season. And that's twofold, really. How do your opponents measure up? And you know a lot more about that after a game than you do in August, July, June. So you're preparing for the whole year, but bigger picture, you're trying to prepare to do your best. And it's a week-by-week assessment. So, clearly we didn't, we weren't in a place Saturday where we need to be if we're going to, start by winning just a game and then, beyond that. And it's really the same thing this week. We're playing a team that we've got a lot of respect for, and they've proven they're certainly capable. Really good win a couple weeks ago at Maryland. And Maryland just had a big win. So, it's week to week, and you just really have to stay focused on that. And the teams that do that, the best probably are the teams that are going to be most successful.
John. Hi, Kirk. John Stepney, Cedar Rapids Gazette. First of all, from an injury standpoint, following up, Castro and Cohen, you sounded optimistic about them on Saturday. Are they still on a good path for Saturday?
They both practiced today, so I anticipate they're going to be okay. And Cohen's, we dodged a bullet there. I don't know if you're allowed to say that, but we did. That looked like it might be a little bit more serious on Saturday. But fortunately, it'll be fun.
And then you were mentioning the issues of tackling. We usually aren't talking about that with this defense. Yep. Kind of what do you attribute that to, and do you see this as kind of a fixable problem for the next 5 games and for this week?
Yeah, I used the term uncharacteristic on Saturday, and Tom will tell on that one, right? So if we get it straightened out and improve and do things that we've been doing well, if we can get back on that plane, then yeah, it is uncharacteristic. It could be the start of a trend, hopefully not. And it's like turnovers, in the past, talked about turnovers a little bit. We don't have a specific turnover drill. It'd be great if you could hit one, but you do things that are based on the fundamentals. You practice fundamentals, certainly, and tackling's the same way. We probably tackle less, I'm talking about over the years, live tackling than anybody in college football, I would guess. I don't know what everybody else does, but we've done very little of it in the last 20 plus years. Yeah, we practice it, in drills and those types of things, and we've been pretty successful. But every game's a new opportunity, and we just weren't there. And it was, I don't know what happened, but it was a collective. It wasn't just like one position or one guy. It was just kind of a collective deal the other night.
That leads to Code Des Moines Register. Before I asked, it sounded like Cade's your starter for Saturday, correct?
Yep, correct. As of right now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you said they're both practicing well. Is there something specifically about, and the game results do matter to you at that position, but obviously Brendan hasn't gotten anything beyond the goal line stuff. What specifically about that Brendan is maybe holding you back from giving him that opportunity to have even just an extended look in the game?
Yeah, I think probably the biggest thing is it's easier to talk about putting somebody in a game than just doing it, especially at that position. We've seen enough, I think, good things out of Cade to feel like he gives us our best chance out there. So that's really, it's like any position. Although this is obviously there's more eyes on this position, but I think he's done enough good things where we have confidence that he'll play well Saturday, and we'll also keep an open mind. You have to, and we can't. We have to do better than we did the first 30 minutes the other night. We can't wait till the second half to start going here. So, we'll keep an open mind. But I have confidence in both of them, quite frankly. And when Brendan gets an expanded role, or if he gets an expanded role, I think he'll do well.
David Eichel, HawkeyeInsider.com. Kirk, maybe this is kind of an odd question, but is it a skill for a player to be brutally honest when they evaluate themselves on tape? And is that a culture thing, or is that just maybe a maturity factor? I'm just kind of curious from your perspective what that process is kind of like.
I think it's a life thing. I think all of us. I mean, walk around thinking we don't have much to learn, then that's, it's probably, you can probably leave a lot out there that maybe you could have enjoyed, or things you could have learned from. So, but the one nice thing about football, nice or not so nice, but the films are, really they are reality. And you've heard that's so cliche, but it's so true. When you watch the most powerful teaching aid that all of us have in the meeting rooms is film. Because after practice, when you watch practice film, you know what happened, you see what happened. And it's interesting, we were having a conversation, one of the coaches and I the other day, 2 days ago, just about having the, iPads, or what they have a different name for it, right?
Yeah, tablets.
Tablets. I don't know how they got tablets out of an iPad. Anyway, but having those on the sideline, like, sense of reality is a little different during game time now, because it used to be like, on Saturday, player says one thing, and then Sunday it's like, take a look here. So that's one nice thing about it. But I think that's one difference about football, or one thing unique about football. You can't really debate what you see on the tape. It's not like instant replay the last 8 minutes. It's usually, okay, there it is. Here's what we got to do to correct it. And so the real trick is doing the work. But to improve, you've got to be humble enough to say, I've got some work to do. And one thing about football, and it's kind of like life, but football especially, you get humbled. And if you're not up to par, chances are you'll get humbled immediately. Sometimes you get away with it, but not too often.
Kirk, Tom Kicker, Hawkeye Report.